The high school has been incredibly consistent with its demographics since 2000. It's about 81% African American. And these are families that have been in Newark for quite a while, so it's generational. And then the other 19% is Hispanic. It's all Dominican and Puerto Rican and a few Central American families.
Our students, by and large, come in underperforming. So if they come in at 5th grade, which is what has been our history, they tend to come in at 5th grade at least on average about a half grade level or a grade level below their peers in the community in terms of academic performance.
About 90% of the students who graduate from the high school are the first ones in their family to go to college. The persistence rate at North Star is about 75% of students who graduate from the high school earning a 4-year degree within 6 years. We're trying to increase that to 80, 90, 100%. And we continue to support our graduates after they do graduate so that that number is as high as it possibly can be.
In the model we have here, every teacher is observed every week for 15 minutes. That means in the course of 1 year, they have received as much feedback as most teachers will get in 20. That creates a cycle of improvement that models the use of data at the student level.
I am the instructional leader this year for about 4 teachers, some of whom are new to the school and some of whom have been here for a while, because one of the strengths of our instructional leadership program is you don't really graduate out of it. You have some sort of either an official coach or a thought partner with you throughout your tenure here in an effort to make sure.
Mike Talman is my mentor. He is incredible. He, when I started last year, he was the person that just let me hit the ground running. He was constant support, and he remains constant support.
I definitely feel like the mentor instructional leader design is helping me. If I didn't have honest feedback, and if I didn't have the real genuine support as me as a professional and as a person, I would not be where I am today.
So the topic is, how is Native American culture changing, right?
Right. So it's kind of, what are the kind of external factors that are forcing this change? So where is this pressure coming from? So thinking to some documents that there are what is this push towards civilization? What does that look like? And why is that necessary?
Okay. So, all right. So what do you want students to be able to say at the end of the lesson?
That the push for assimilation and the move towards reservations was kind of motivated or not inspired by, but kind of pushed by white civilization. So pushed by government forces as well as outside societal forces.
And they won't get that in Wednesday's lesson?
Not the cultural aspect. They'll get the physical, you need to move off your land, but not the, you need to change all of your customs and habits.
Specifically referencing Cherokee, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So objective students will be able to explain.
So the best way to describe the way we use data at the school is to give you a case study. You could walk in on 2 classrooms that have identical classroom teaching going on. You'd see well-organized class, good management, good pedagogical decisions, and you could get dramatically different results in both classrooms. Why? Because one classroom teacher focused all of their teaching on where the students weren't learning, and the other did not. And what we have discovered over the past 15 years at North Star is that that makes all the difference.
It's basically an enzyme in the blood that causes blood clotting. So the actual drug, it inhibits the enzyme from producing blood clots.
Excellent. What is that enzyme that it inhibits? Pradaxa inhibits this particular enzyme. Zenobia.
It's called thrombin, and it's thrombin, and that's an enzyme in the blood that is involved in blood clotting. So it mutates it so that there won't be any more blood clotting.
Very nice. And that's good because it helps prevent you from getting what? It's really good because then you can't possibly get this thing. Brianna?
Before we used data to drive our instruction, only 10% of our students were passing our advanced placement exams. Since we've built that in, 80% are passing. It's a fundamental pathway for more students to learn, and that's the way in which it has infused all of the work we do across our schools.
So I'm using data from everything, from quizzes, from homework, from do-nows, whatever may be, to make individual instruction for all students. And I teach almost 90 sophomores, and each one of them has their own individualized education plan in a way.
Condescension. Condescension. And the adverbial form would be condescendingly. Can I have someone use condescend in a sentence?
Every 6 weeks we have exams, and those exams encompass what students learned over the previous 6 weeks. We take the information from those exams to determine how we're going to teach the following 6 weeks.
There's great consistency class to class. I think students thrive when there's that consistent expectation classroom to classroom. I think that's a huge part of it. In addition to that, along those lines, our culture, I feel like, is very strong. We've been building this culture with the students, our current seniors and high schoolers, since 5th grade. Expectations around professionalism, around integrity, and you know, just college, being very college-driven in that sense. What's document 2 about? What's the significance there?
Well, I know specifically, and I think it's the 3rd paragraph, when he names all of the areas within, like, around Germany and Russia. He's talking about those areas, well, Churchill is saying that those areas are not going to be changed, and that's areas that we cannot influence anymore because they're going to be under the control of Moscow and Russia and whole. And basically saying, like, the Iron Curtain is basically this border where Russia, like, has a lot of its control, and even, like, on the outskirts of Russia, there's, like, communist very it's just a lot of communism going on in those areas, so you just can't change those areas that are around there.
The key thing that makes this school so special is that there isn't just one thing. We don't have the 100% solution. There are 101% solutions, and it's a combination of the instructional leader model. It's the structures in the classrooms, down to binders and uniforms. It's the teacher training. It's every aspect being done with the good to great mentality, that we work every single 1% solution until we get it just right. I think that's really what's made us so successful, and there really is no, magic wand or, one thing that any school can do. It's lots of hard work around all of these solutions.
Once you've committed yourself to being relentless about improving, if you have the right tools, you can. And we're starting to show that this is not isolated achievement, but this is something that can happen in any pocket of our country.